Good morning of all my BSc second year student. Today we going to discuss the next part of unit 4th of oil, fat, soap and detergent. In last video we already discussed the definitions of oil and fat, physical properties of oil and fat, as well as the five different types of the chemical properties, that is hydrolysis, hydrogenation, transesterification, autooxidations and rancidity. These types of the chemical property is also discussed in last video. Today we are going to discuss another some chemical properties, that is we can say that the different types of the values. These values are very useful for the determinations of analytical data regarding that particular oils or the fats. See, only two values of that particular oil and fats included in your syllabus, that is the iodine value and next is the saponification value. See how this the iodine value is very important chemical characteristics. How this iodine value is important, as well as the saponifications value also important. Out of this, first we going to discuss the saponifications value. See, saponification value is defined as how many numbers of the milligrams of KOH or NaOH is required to complete neutralize or sulfonify the 1 grams of the oil or fat. That is also we can say that the saponification value. See, actually saponification is nothing but one types of the neutralization reactions, or that is also we can say that the one types of the hydrolysis reaction. We already discussed the hydrolysis reactions in the chemical property. Hydrolysis means when oil or fats is reacts with the sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, there is a formations of the glycerol and sodium salt of the corresponding carboxylic acid. That is also we can say that the soap, that is we can say that the hydrolysis reactions. See, in this reaction there is a formations of the soap, hence that particular reactions we can say that the saponifications reaction. Hence directly we can, if any person asks what is the saponifications value, at that time we can say that the how many milligrams of the KOH or NaOH is required to sulfonify the 1 grams of the oil or fat. That is we can say that the saponifications value of that particular oil or fat. See, saponification value is very useful. See, the 3 mole of the KOH is required to sulfonify the 1 moles of, we can say that the oil or the fat. See, what is the use of the saponifications value? The saponification value is very useful for the determinations of the molecular weight of that particular oil or the fats. See, in this case, if the larger the saponifications value, smaller that is we can say that the molecular weight of that particular oil or fats. And if we know that the smaller the saponification value, larger the molecular weight of that particular oil and fats. In this way, the saponification value is inversely proportional to the molecular weight. Inversely proportional to the molecular weight. See, experimentally how that saponification value can be determined. See, in this case, the given sample of the oil can be reflux with KOH or NaOH in presence of alcohols, or we can say that in this case we use the alcoholic KOH, or that is we can say that the NaOH. See, which apparatus is required. See, in this case we explain this experimentally how the saponifications value can be determined. for doing this experiment we required the 250 ml round bottom flask. Also we required the air condenser. In this case we know that the same condenser is used if there is a no water is, we can say that, inserted, and that particular condenser, such types of the condenser we can say that the air condenser. Then we required a burette, pipette, water bath. These are the some chemical apparatus, we can say that the apparatus were required. Then which chemicals we required? See, in this case a standard HCl m by 2. Standard HCl means we can say that the normality of that particular HCl is known, that such types of the HCl we can say that the standard HCl. Then second, alcohol is used. We know that oils are insoluble in case of the water, hence NaOH or KOH should be prepared in presence of, we can say that, the alcohol. Hence that is we can say that the alcoholic KOH or NaOH is required for the neutralization reactions or for the hydrolysis reactions, we can say that. The second, potassium hydroxide is required as a base, and last is nothing but we can say that the indicator is required, that is the phenolphthalein. These four important chemicals are required, and one samples of the oils or the fat is required, which sulfonification value we have to determine. We know that the different oil have the different sulfonifications value. We already discussed that the sulfonifications value is totally depending upon the molecular weight. Okay, see now the procedure we already, principle is also explained that in this case the given sample of the oil or the fats is reflux in presence of the ethanolic KOH or the NaOH, and we know that the amounts of the KOH or NaOH is required to hydrolyze this oil or we can say that the fat molecule, and the excess of the KOH or excess of the NaOH, which should be titrated with the standard HCl in presence of the phenolphthalein indicator. See, in reactions we already discussed that in these reactions the KOH is reacts with this particular oil or fat, there is a formations of the glycerol and soap, that is we can say that the sulfonification. But if we use the excess of this KOH, we know that this excess of the KOH can be determined, excess of the KOH can be determined by titrating this resultant solution with HCl by using the phenolphthalein solutions, that can be determined. This is the basic principle. See, in this case this ester is breaking in presence of the KOH, there is a formations of the sodium salt or potassium salt of the corresponding carboxylic acid and glycerol. This is the basic principle, or such types of the hydrolysis reaction is takes place in case of this in sulfonifications value. See the procedure of that particular reactions, we can say that, see, weight accurately we can say that 2 to 2.5 grams of that particular oil in 250 ml conical flask. See, in this case the weight of the oil or that particular, we can say that the fat is very important. While we measuring the weight, we know that we added the 1 to 2 drops of the oil and we measure the correct weight in 250 ml conical flask, or we can say that the 250 ml round bottom flask, there is no problems. Now secondly, this oil or fat should be dissolved in case of the ester, or in case of, we can say that, the alcohol, 250 ml alcohol, or this we can say that this oil or fat, that is also we can say that the ester, this should be dissolved in 250 ml, we can say that the ethanol, and then add the 25 ml, we can say that the KOH solution. The KOH solution whose normality also we know that that is the 2.5 ml molar KOH solution, we added with the help of, we can say that, the pipette. By using the 25 ml pipette out this 2.5 molar KOH solution and add into that particular, we can say that, the oil or fat. Then attach the reflux condenser to the flask and add some boiling chips, or that is, we can say that, the porcelain piece. We know that the what is the role of that particular porcelain piece. The porcelain piece play very important roles. We know that while we added this particular porcelain pieces, they avoided the bumping of that particular solution. We can say that if we does not added this porcelain pieces, the bumping is takes place. To avoiding that particular bumping, we can say that we added the such types of the porcelain pieces. Then heat the flask in water bath for 1 hour, and then with occasionally shaking. We can, why here we use the water bath. We know that the boiling point of that particular ethanol is less than 80 degrees centigrade, and we know that while we use the water as a solvent in case of the water bath, at that time we maintain near about the 100 degrees centigrade temperature, which should be greater than the boiling points of the ethanol. Hence in this case we use the water bath. We don't heating directly, because while we give the directly heating, at that time what happens, we know that the temperature is become more than the 100 degree centigrade. Okay, at that time immediately ethanol undergo the evaporation. Hence we can use the here, we can say that, the water bath for 1 hour with occasional shaking. While we heating, we do the occasional shaking for this particular round bottom flask. After 1 hour, stop the heating and add the hot solutions of 0.5 to 1 ml of the phenolphthalein indicators. We know that after complete of 1 hour, this reactions of the saponification is completed. Means we can say that the complete oils undergo the hydrolysis. There is a formations of the corresponding potassium salt, that is, we can say that, the soap. So after these reactions we added 0.5 to 1 ml, we can say that, the phenolphthalein indicator, and titrate these solutions against, we can say that, m by 2 molar, we can say that, the HCl, or that is also we can say that, the 0.5 molar HCl solution, till the color of the solution, color of that particular indicator is changes. We know that in case of the base, the color is pink of the phenolphthalein, and in case of the acidic medium, the color is, we can say that, the colorless. First the phenolphthaleins give, we can say that, the pink color, because already alkali is present in that particular standard flask, or we can, sorry, in case of the round bottom flask. And after titration with HCl, the solutions is become the colorless. At that time carry out the same, at that time we also carry out the blank titrations. Means same titrations also carry out without taking the solvent, that without taking the oil or fat sample, that is, we can say that, the blank titrations. Means one titration, we can say that, the back titration. If we use the oil or the fat, such types of the titration, we can say that, the back titration. And if does not use, we can say that, the oil or the fat sample, such types of the titration, we can say that, the blank titration. Blank means we cannot be use the oil or the fat samples. Carry out the blank titrations with same quantity, that is, we can say that, the take the 25 ml KOH solutions and titrates against the HCl solutions, and both the reading we can recorded in both observations table. One observations table for blank titrations and another observations table for the back titration. In this way we have to observe the both burette reading in blank titration as well as the back titration, and finally do these calculations. See, in case of the calculations and the result, see, the formula is used, that is the sulfonification value is equal to 56.1 multiply capital M multiply V0 minus V1 divided by the small m. See here, V0 of SCl used for the blank titration per centimeter cubes, means the V0 is always greater because the reading is the blank reading, because in this case there is no any sample we have to use. Okay, V1 is the volume of the HCl for the original, that is we can say that after we use the sample of the oil or the fat, at that time we can say that those reading is observed, that is we can say that the V1 reading. M is the molarity of the, that is we can say that the HCl, we know that, we already know that the molarity of the HCl, that is we can say that the 0.5, because the HCl is the standard solutions, hence it particular molarity we already know that. M is the mass of the oil in gram. See, small m, that is the how much gram of that particular oil or that fat we can measure the first time. See, this weight is also very important. In this way we can easily calculate the sulfonifications value of that particular oil or the fat. See, already we discussed that the sulfonification value is very useful for the determinations of that, we can say that the molecular weight of that particular oil or fats. See, less the molecular weight, greater the sulfonifications value, greater the less the sulfonification value, greater the average molecular weight of that particular oil and fats. Every oils and fats have the different sulfonifications value. See, again this sulfonifications value, if the greater the sulfonification value, we can say that the less numbers of the carbon atoms present in that particular chain, in that particular we can say that the fatty acid. If the less number of the carbon atoms present in that particular chain, we can say that the less molecular weight of that particular oils or the fats. If very less sulfonifications value is observed, at that time we can say that the higher numbers of the carbon atoms present in that particular oil or fats of fatty acid, we can say that. In this way the sulfonifications value is very important for the measurements of, we can say that, the average molecular weight. Okay, in this way the sulfonifications value is very important for the determinations of the analytical data of that particular oils or the fats, we can say that. See, next value is the iodine value. See my friends, the iodine value is also very important. Okay, see, the iodine value of that particular oils or fats is measure the degree of unsaturations of the given the value of the oil, or we can say that the fats. Means sulfonification value is used for the measurement determinations of the molecular average molecular weight, we can say that. And iodine value is very useful for the measuring the degree of the unsaturation. We already know that oils are nothing but the triglycerides of unsaturated fatty acids. If we use the word unsaturated fatty acid, means we can say that definitely oils contain the numbers of the carbon double bond present in that particular molecules. See the how many numbers of this carbon double bonds present in that particular oils or the fats, that can be measured by using the oils or fats. If we know that if the iodine value is 0, this is indicate that there is no any double bond is present in that particular fats. If more the iodine value, we can say that the numbers of the carbon double bond present in the oil or fats should be higher numbers. In this way easily we can say that the numbers of the how many numbers of the carbon double bonds is present in that particular oil or fats, that can be measured by using the iodine values. Okay, so see actual definitions of that particular iodine value. Iodine value can be defined as the number of grams of iodine is absorbed by the 100 grams of oil or fats, that can be expressed as the weight of the iodine. Okay, means in case of the saponifications value, the how many milligrams of the KOH, but in case of the iodine value, the number of the grams of the halogens is absorbed by the 100 grams of the oils or the fats, that can be determines the iodine value. Okay, means iodine value is always expressed. For expressing the iodine value, we required the 100 grams of the oils or the fats, we can say that. For the expressions of the sulfonifications value, we required 1 grams of the oils or the fats. For while express the iodine value, means how many numbers of the grams of the iodine is absorbed or required, we can say that, for absorbed or required for the 100 grams of the oils or the fats, that can be determined. See the principles of that particular determinations of the iodine value. A known weight of the oil is treated with ICL. ICL means iodine monochloride, that is we can say that. That is also we can say that Webb's reagent in carbon tetrachloride or in chloroform, then amounts of ICL is absorbed is determined. The iodine number is thus determined in the presence of the following reactions are occur, we can say that. Say in this case, the oil should be dissolved in case of the carbon tetrachloride, or we can say that the chloroform. We already discussed that while we determine the sulfonifications value or while we determine the iodine value, the complete dissolutions of the oil is important. Hence, and we know that oil is insoluble into the water, hence we should be used as such types of the solvent. Within this case, oil should be soluble, 100% soluble. Hence, in this case or in the determinations of the iodine value, we use the carbon tetrachloride or chloroform is used as, we can say that, the solvent, and ICL, that is iodine monochloride, is used as a reagents, we can say that, for the determinations of the iodine value. ICL, that is also we can say that the Webb's reagent, it is very important reaction. See how the different types of the reaction are takes place in the determinations of the iodine values. See in this case the carbon carbon double bond is indicated that the such types of the carbon carbon double bond is present in case of the oil. ICL, that is we can say that the Webb's reagent, if is titrated with the carbon carbon double bond, in this way the addition is takes place. Sorry, here one double bond is less here. Actually, after additions of the ICL, this double bond is removed, only here carbon carbon single bond is present. In this way, across the additions of the carbon carbon single bond is takes place. After unreacted ICL is available and it should be treated with the Ki solutions, and after treating with the Ki solution, there is a formations of the KCl is takes place and there is a liberations of the iodine is takes place. This liberated iodine is react with the sodium thiosulfate solutions. There is a formations of the NaI and Na2S2O6. Okay, such types of the C. In first case, there is additions of the ICL across the carbon carbon double bond is takes place. After the excess of this ICL is titrated with the Ki, there is a removal of the, we can say that, our liberations of the iodine is takes place, and this liberated iodine is titrated with the sodium thiosulfate solution, and such types of the titration we can say that the iodometric titration, because iodine is in this case is liberated. Okay, such types of the titration we can say that the iodometric titration. See in this case the which apparatus is required, in this case the iodine flask is required. Okay, that is the 250 ml capacity. Then second, burette pipette is required. Normal those apparatus are required for these reactions also, pipette, burette, conical flask, but in case of the iodine flask is required. See the chemical, first is the glycyl acetic acid, second carbon tetrachloride, then iodine trichloride, then pure iodine is required, then K potassium iodine, sodium thiosulfate, and starch is used as a indicator for these reactions. Okay, starch is used as a reactant. These are the normal chemicals required for this reaction, as well as the oil and fats samples also required for the determinations iodine value. See, we know that how will you prepare the sodium thiosulfate solutions of, we can say that the 0.1 molar solution, that is 24.8 grams sodium thiosulfate is dissolved in 1 liter of water. There is a formations of, we can say that the sodium thiosulfate solution, potassium Ki 10% Ki is required. We can say that the 100 per, when 100 gram Ki potassium iodate or Ki when dissolved into the 1000 ml, there is a formations of the, we can say that 10% Ki solution. Next is the Wies reagent, that is ICl iodine monochloride, that is also we can say that it should be prepared, can be prepared dissolving the 9 grams of the iodine trichloride ICl3 in a mixture of 700 ml of the glycyl acetic acid and 300 ml of the carbon tetrachloride. For the preparations of the Wies reagent, we required the carbon tetrachloride, as well as we can say that we required the glycyl acetic acid. Okay, now see the procedure. How will you determine experimentally the iodine value? Dissolve the appropriate the quantity of oils or the fat. If we say that the appropriate quantity means not randomly we take, we should be take a oil quantity by measuring the weight of that particular oil quantity. Means we take the 1 to 2.5 or 1 to 2 grams of that particular oil samples. Okay, oil samples in 250 ml conical flask and add 50 ml carbon tetrachloride. We already discussed that oils is insoluble in that particular water, hence it should be dissolved into the carbon tetrachloride, hence oil should be dissolved into the carbon tetrachloride solution. Then add 250 ml Wies solution from the burette to the mixture. See, ICl, that is the source of the iodine, hence its solution should be added the drop by drop in that particular oil samples. Don't add it directly, it should be added drop by drop with occasional shaking, or we can say that the constant shaking. Then cork the flask or close the flask and allow to stand in the dark about 20 degrees centigrades. See, after additions of this 25 ml ICl solution, this flask should be corked, because there is a liberations of the iodine is takes place, or when this ICl additions across this carbon-carbon double bond is takes place, and especially this reaction should be carried out in presence of the dark solution, dark regions, we can say that, because while this we can say that this reaction is carried out in presence of, we can say that the light, some light should be affected on this that particular reactions, hence this reaction should be carried out in presence of the dark, we can say that. For oil having the iodine value below 150 level, the flask in the dark for 1 hour, and if the value should be above 150 level, then the flask should be kept in 2 hours. See, depending upon the iodine value, we don't know that how much the iodine value, hence it flask should be kept more than the 2 hours, we can say that. While we determine the iodine value, we take the first reading, we should know that how much the iodine value. Depending upon that data, at next time we should be understand whether 1 hour is required for the determinations of the iodine value, or we should be determined the whether the iodine value is less than 150 or more than, we can say that, the 150. Okay, if the less than 150, within the 1 hour the reaction is completed, means the additions of the ICl across the carbon-carbon double bond is takes place. But if the iodine value is more, means we can say that the more numbers of the carbon-carbon double bond is present in that particular oils or the fat, at that time we can say that the more time is required for the completions of the reactions. But while we determine the iodine value first time, we should be kept this flask more than the 2 hours, because we don't know whether the value is less than 150 or whether the value is greater than the 150. Okay, after that 250 ml ki, that is the 10% ki is added, then 150 ml water should be added and titrated this against the 0.1 molar sodium thiosulfate solution using the starch as an indicators. Okay, at first time slightly blue colors is appear and the titrate, then finally the blue color is disappear. After disappearing, we should be take down the burette reading and simultaneously carry out the blank titrations. Means in this case the blank reading very important. Okay, blank means we already discussed that blanks means without taking the sample, because it names is self indicate that that is the blank. Blank means no oil or the no oil sample is present in that particular. In this way simultaneously we also carry out the blank titration. Okay, in this way carry out the blank and back titrations and write down the reading in case of the observation table. Okay, and then calculated the iodine value. See, in this case iodine value is equal to 12.69 multiply m multiply v0 minus v divided by the small m. Here v0 is the blank reading. The volume of the sodium thiosulfate is required for the blank titrations. Okay, means without oil samples, if we take the reading, that is we can say that the blank titration. V1 is the volume of the sodium thiosulfate required for the back titrations, or that is also we can say that the original titration. M is the molarity of the sodium thiosulfate. We already know that we use the 0.1 molar solutions of the sodium thiosulfate, and M, that is while we taking the samples of the oil at that time, that values, that is the small m means the mass of that particular oil. In this way we can easily determine the iodine value. In this way, for the determinations of the analytical data, or we can say that the iodine value, because we already discussed that how the oil is converted into the fats, or that is also we can say that the vanaspati ghee. If the oil contain the very less numbers of the carbon carbon double bond, very, we can say that easily such types of the oil can be converted into the fats. Okay, but we know that if the larger numbers of the carbon carbon doubles are bonds are present at that time, such types of the oil cannot be easily converted into the, we can say that the vanaspati ghee. In this way the determinations of the iodine value is very importance for the further study of that particular, we can say that the oils or the fats. Okay, in this way we all discuss the oils, the saponifications value as well as the iodine value. If you have any problems regarding the sulfonifications value as well as we can say that the iodine value, ask on me on my WhatsApp group as well as the email also. So thank you here.